So here with more analysis is a professional trader, Melissa Armo. She is the founder and owner of the Stock Swoosh. Thanks for joining us. Listen, Melissa, the people who play the stock market, they understand all these terms, bear market, recession, and it means something to them, but they're not investing the mortgage payment, right? The rest of us who have 401ks and we're watching them tumble, what I want to understand is what all of this means to us. So we'll start with a bear market. What does it mean? But also, what does it mean to the average person's bottom line?
Well, it's really easy. What a bear market means, just very simplistically, is that there's more selling going on every day on Wall Street in stocks and the overall market, like the S&P, than there's buying. So selling means fear and panic. So people are dumping their positions or long positions. Remember, the market has been rallying up. So even people in their 401ks have been invested for a long time. They've seen massive, massive spikes up 40%. We've even been since the last couple elections. So the market's had a nice run up. People are taking profits. The problem is that people thought the market would continue up forever and ever and ever. That's not happening. As far as regular everyday people, if you're not in retirement or close to retirement, it doesn't really affect you that much. What's affecting people on a day-to-day basis is the cost of goods and services and the cost of gas. Those things are affecting people. And then obviously, if we get into a recession, there's a possibility that companies, corporations will cut back to save money and therefore lay people off. So remember, one of the biggest expenses that corporations have is payroll. It's real estate and payroll. So they will cut back and lay people off, and that would be a problem, especially since we've had such low unemployment for the last few years since this drop in COVID, and then people were brought back to work.
So now you bring me to the other word, recession, which sort of, to me means we're heading towards rough economic times in a general term. But, you point out that recession means also that companies are going to spend less, which means if they're spending less, they may be laying people off. So give us kind of the real world definition of recession. What are the concerns we should have? And is there anything that we can do to prepare for it? Because it feels like you hear the word recession and you just got to hang on and hope that you'll, get through it.
The most important thing is making sure that you have money coming in every month, that you have stable employment. If you've been long-term with your company, you probably have stable employment. But as far as retirement, people, remember, they're in fixed income. So there's not much if you're retired already in retirement that you can do if you're living on Social Security or pension. I would be concerned about making sure you have full-time employment and that it's pretty secure. Do a good job, show up for work every day, care about the people that you work with and doing a good job. As far as, overall everyday things, what can we do to prepare for it? Not much. Things are going to continue to cost more. What the definition of a recession is, it means that the economy slows down. So the economy slows down, so people are spending less money. And again, companies may lay people off because they're spending less money. So it means a slower economy. We've been in a really hot economy where things were moving pretty quickly when Trump was president. And then we had COVID, so the economy slowed down. Then Biden became president. And now we're having issues that we never anticipated. The war in Russia and Ukraine that's going on right now. And also we're seeing, again, rising interest rates, which we'll find out by tomorrow. Like you said, are they going to raise interest rates a half a point or 75 basis points? I really think that that's going to hurt if they do that. We'll see how the market reacts by the end of the day tomorrow.
Yeah, we will see, and hopefully we get a chance to talk to you again. You're just reminding me, we've been talking a lot about the Great Resignation and all these people sort of waiting to see if the right job comes around. This may be the time to, take that next good job offer, according to the advice that you're giving us, Melissa. Melissa Armo, thank you very much.
Thank you.